Twitch's biggest con artist was exposed, and I'm here for the forensic analysis. Look, the crime has already been committed. It's already been confessed to. So
no, it's not already been committed because he's not done yet, because he's not banned. He can very easily commit more crimes because he's not banned. Keep that in mind.
We're not here for any of that.
What a
Instead,
shock.
we're here to figure out how and why. I'm talking, of course, about Slicker. He's a famous live streamer who used his connections with fans and other live streamers to beg and borrow over $300,000 and never returned it.
Nope.
And so I was up all night talking to the victims of all of this, and their stories are wild. And I should start by saying, I don't mean Slicker is the biggest con artist in terms of money. Like, he didn't rob Fort Knox. He didn't steal.
I do feel like this is a new level. Like, Slicker cast a wide net. Like, his net was pretty much the entire ocean.
A famous painting. I mean, he's the biggest in terms of the sheer number of victims who have come forward. I mean, this guy was working hard. Basically, if you had a Twitch account, this guy came to you for money. But there are several extra details you need to know as well. As I said, Slicker already confessed. I'm not prosecuting anything here. I'm not alleging anything here.
Yeah,
he admitted to everything last night on a live stream after being exposed by several fans and streamers.
I'm not asking for forgiveness, but every single day I felt guilty. Every single day. I don't know what to say to the people I borrowed from. Every single day I was guilty. Guilty in asking.
Honestly, I kind of respect that he doesn't try to dispute the facts here. He just kind of owns up to him and said, yeah, I did it. Yeah, it was bad. But then after that, I kind of get a problem with what he says when we talk about why he did it. Because Slicker says that he did all this because of a gambling addiction he suffers from.
I started to gamble with money, and this was even when I started having my first job. I used to gamble a lot of my money.
You know what, guys? Since he's so sad about it, I think I forgive him. I forgive him, guys. You know what? He seems very upset about this. This really, like, getting exposed for stealing all this money, it really just upset him so much. I think we should just, honestly, like, let's get together, let's pay off his debt, and, you know, like, let's just set this guy on the right course, all right? Yeah, let's all get together. Who's gonna match me? I'll give him $5.
Basically all my Twitch money. And then even them times I wouldn't even have them. I would come across streamers and ask them if I could borrow money. I don't know what to say, but this is the epitome of gambling. I want to say that don't touch it, man.
Now look, I do honestly believe Slicker has a gambling addiction. I just don't think it explains away everything in the way that he thinks it does. For example,
well, it's very simple. He has a gambling addiction, so anything bad that he does isn't his fault. I don't know. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So, like, let me give you an example. If Slicker goes and steals a car, that's a gambling addiction. If Slicker goes and steals fleshlights, it's a gambling addiction. If Slicker tells somebody he's going to pay them back and he doesn't, that's a gambling addiction. If Slicker calls women fake for years on stream, it actually is because he was so stressed out about the gambling addiction that he had to let it out somewhere.
A gambling addiction explains how Slicker lost his money. But it doesn't explain how he lost everyone else's money or got it in the first place. I mean, I feel like he's trying to explain everything with the story of, like, I have a gambling problem.
Yeah.
But when you dig into the story, you find that Slicker isn't just a gambling addict. He's also a professional con artist, which we're going to see in a second. So while he does need help, he also needs to face consequences because he played an active role in all this. It's like meeting an alcoholic who you find out broke into your house and cracked your safe, and they get caught at the police station. You go up to them and you say, how did you open my safe? And they go, oh, sorry, I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You'd be like, yeah, but how'd you crack open my safe? And then imagine they go, oh, well, you know,
it sounds crazy, but that's it.
Can't stop drinking. You'd be like, okay, I don't think Jack Daniels taught you these skills, right? So my point is, yes, Slicker clearly has an addiction, but he also appears to be a professional con man. And we're going to talk about that right now. because I interviewed multiple victims and created a master list of the people who Slicker scammed, because I needed to get like a bird's eye view of this thing. There are over 55 people on this list owed money right now, and the total scammed is over $384,000. And what did I learn from these 55 people? Well, there were a lot of different ways Slicker liked to approach people, but he really liked this bank scam method.
My bank account got locked, temporarily locked. Don't have access to my money, sadly, because the UK banks, but whatever. I was wondering if I asked...
It's the UK banks, man. It's the fucking banks. Oh my god. Shucks, man. Let me help a brother out. Yeah.
If I could borrow money,
it's the banks.
I'd pay you back. Now, I'd even give you extra.
That's right, the old frozen bank trick. Basically, you'd go to people and say, hey, look, I can't access my funds. You have to give me money. I'll pay you back.
Double.
Even more.
Double.
Yeah, it's sort of incredible to watch, because not only is all of this a lie.
Yeah, so it's literally a Nigerian prince. Hello, my friend. I am, you know, I honestly don't even know what I would use for a name for an African prince. Like, yeah, I have no idea. And yeah, I have no, like, what even is a name of an African prince? Yeah, I have no fucking idea. Slicker, yeah. There you go.
But he's just so good at acting ashamed. Like, if I saw this, I'd believe, you know, oh man, he's petrified to ask me. But come to find out, he's been telling everyone the same sob story over and over again.
Hey, I just recently got into some thing with my bank. Basically, my bank account got locked. This has happened for like 3-4 days. Yo, Mo, I'm not hacked, my bro. I'm not.
So yeah, it turns out he wasn't ashamed.
I'm not hacked. I'm actually just a scammer. No, it's not a scammer on my account. I am the scammer. I'm on my account.
At all. In fact, if you didn't believe him, he would even say other things like, you know, on my mama, when they didn't believe him. Or he would swear on his religion that he wasn't lying while lying.
Listen to me, Lapelli. I swear I'm a Muslim. I swear on the Quran.
You can tell that he's a Muslim because wait a second. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't follow any of the rules. Stop. Wait, what do you mean stop? Wait, what did you guys think I was gonna say? What did y'all think I was gonna fucking say? Gambling to rob? Yeah, what are you talking about? You guys are crazy. They thought something bad. Like, what was I possibly gonna say? The TOS Shirley.
I won't.
Chill out.
Lapelli, on my mom's life, on my mom's life, I'm not lying.
I'm a good boy.
Please,
I don't do nothing wrong.
Mom's life. I know, I understand. I'm not lying. I am not lying. I'm confident I'm not lying. I promise you, God, I'll have you month by month. You asked me 15th of next month. Here you go. 15th of month. Here
Money.
you go.
There
Here
it
you
is,
go.
right there.
On my mom's life. Do you think I'm joking, bro?
Oh, fuck. You think I'm joking, bro?
On my mom's life, I'm not, bro. On my mom's life, I'm not.
I absolutely cannot stress enough just how many people he used these tactics on to try to convince them. And it's interesting how he like refined it over time, right? This is my point about like...
Yeah, I wish that like we had a timeline of like all of the videos and I could watch how like at the beginning, you know, was he more passionate at the beginning and did he kind of get lazy towards the end? Did he perfect the cell? Like what exactly happened? Yeah, the evolution.
Professional con man. He's like a stand-up comedian who tries his act in every city and like hones it until he figures out exactly what to say to make the audience laugh.
Exactly.
But he does it for like scams. Like he knew the exact script to use. For example, this is the YouTuber Oompaville who gave him $1,000. But when he was asked for another 1,000, he refused. So he said, I got you on my mama. He refused again. So Slicker sent him a document from Bluestone Credit
and it's like also like he says no, and then the next thing Slicker says is no is ask me harder.
Management, in order to show how much he was in trouble or whatever.
He got tilted that Myth asked him for bank documentation. Bro, like if it were me and he borrowed money from me and he didn't have my money back on the day that I wanted it, I would tell him, I'm like, listen, man, You thought you owed me $1,000? Surprise. Now you owe me $2,000. And if you don't give me the money, I'm going to tell everybody that you borrowed the money. And that you were begging me. I'm going to post a video and everything. Yeah, you just got the interest. That's the way it goes, guys. Yep. Surprise. You just activated my trap card.
Like, he's basically saying, like, oh, I'm in trouble with taxes.
Legit
like, you gotta help me out, man. I mean,
the fuck
it's
out of me.
genius because I'm pretty sure this document is real. He says, bro, legit tax killed the F out of me, which might be true. But come to find out, this was a
I have a feeling he probably didn't even pay taxes to begin with.
Document that he sent to several people. He recycled it over time, which I found out talking to another victim who hadn't realized this yet and found it out in a pretty amusing way.
Every single time I sent money, it was for some reason that made sense. I sent him that much amount of money because he got me in a call, right? I just got home from my gym session. He gets me in a call and he's like, yo, Waddles, he's breaking down. He's almost on the verge of tears. He's breaking down and he's like, okay, bro, you're not gonna believe this. I didn't pay tax last year and I'm owed 15.5K.
It's like nobody ever thinks like, why didn't you just pay the money? You know what I mean? Like what I didn't, man. So I didn't pay my bill and now they want the fucking money, man. I can't believe it. This is such bullshit. What is this? Nobody ever thinks, like, why is this my problem? Like, I don't understand how this happens. Like, for me, I have a very good policy in my life. It's called people that have problems are problems. And anybody who goes and they start having problems and they need fucking help with X and Y thing and then the other thing and then I've got to, they need me to borrow the money and they, like, and then, can you at least do this for me? Can you give me a ride? I don't have my car. I need to be picked up. Get the fuck away from me. I have so many problems. And if you thought that wasn't true, I think today you realize it is. I've got enough problems in my life. I don't need yours.
Listen, he had the proof though. So this is the thing that doesn't make sense though, because I don't know if he was lying to me. He sent me
I believe him whenever he says he didn't pay his taxes. I don't believe him whenever he says he was going to use the money to pay his taxes. But yeah, I absolutely believe. Yeah, he probably didn't pay his taxes. Yeah, that's I'll bet that. Yep.
Document. He sent me the document. Nothing blurred out. Nothing. It's on his lap. I've seen his room. I've watched his stream so many times, so I can tell you this is 100% legit. He's got his hairy ass arms in the picture. It says his name, all the info, and the amount owed, and it says that I have the proof. I think it's 15.3K to be exact. Sorry, 15.3K.
I've already seen this screenshot, but not from you, from someone else who got the same letter. I swear to you.
Oh, no way.
I swear to you. He was sending it to everybody.
Of
he was
course
sending it
he
to
is.
everybody.
Bro, this is news to me, bro. I did not know this.
I mean, listen. Spray and pray, man. Spray. It's just like the old PUBG days. Just spray and pray.
What I think is so crazy is that Slicker's scheme worked in part because of how many people he was like simultaneously lying to behind the scenes. And even though his tactics were the same, the exact story would sometimes change based on the person, so that it just took so long for people to figure out, which was explained to me by yet another victim who found out because her roommate was hearing a different story than her. And it made her curious. Why was he getting asked for less money and with a different story than her?
He'd asked me.
So he asked the woman for less money. He asked for more. I don't know which one's worse. I just think it's just two sides of the same coin, right?
For 5K in the video crying. swearing on the Quran, on his parents, that he'd pay me back. But then he's asked Mini Titan, who doesn't have as much money, for £300. Tailored it specifically to Mini, knowing he has less liquid income.
Right. Yeah, you've got to, because you can't ask him for a bunch of money. They're just going to say no. It's a cosmetic Quran. It's, you know, maybe in his mind, since he probably never read the Quran, then he can't really actually swear on it, right? Because he didn't read the book. So because he never read the book, it's like every time he does it, it doesn't really count. It's cosmetic, yeah.
Like, and for Mini, it wasn't like the story of like how he's in debt with bad men. It was that he had an electric bill he needed to pay and he was going to get cut off. He made different stories for different people depending on how much he thinks he could get out of them.
It's crazy to hear Slicker's scam exposed so well by someone who never intended to expose him at all.
Yeah.
She thought she was his friend. Her name is Lupelli, and she was going through chemo when she was scammed by this guy. He did this to you while you were going through chemo?
Well, I was going through chemo, man.
He knew that while asking you for money.
Yes. So this is why I had no idea that I was being scammed, because first off, I met this person multiple times in person. He knew I have severe autoimmune diseases. While going through chemo, he calls me up and sorry, I'm shaking thinking about it. I thought this guy was my friend, and he calls me up saying that he's going to get shanked. He owes people money, and they're outside. Like, if he doesn't pay them, then, like, they're going to break his legs. And I'm thinking...
And what you're thinking, you know what I'd be thinking? Wow, that sucks. That's what I'd be thinking. I'd be thinking, damn, that sucks, man. You shouldn't have borrowed that money. That is not good.
Like, I gotta help this guy, you know. I was going through chemo. I didn't think I'm getting scammed by, like, my friend. Like, he's in a hard time, I'm in a hard time, but I can help him. So I help him. Promises to pay me back, and he just doesn't.
Guys, if you don't get it by now, this guy will do and say anything for money, okay? No bar is too low if you're going after people in chemo, which is the reason why this community needs to be very careful in trusting Slicker ever again. Because right now...
They don't need to be very careful in it. They just need to not do it. Should never be an option, because he should just get banned, and then that would be it. That's what needs to happen.
He's out there making the apology tour, saying how he plans to pay everyone back. But how can you trust him? It's a question that even he's aware of.
I have to find a way to pay them back. But the funny thing is, how can you trust me? How can you trust someone? How can you trust someone like me?
What I do find interesting about all of this is it's just that listening to him, you can kind of see why his victims gave him money. Like, he is compelling. He does sound so sincere.
He's a sad boy.
But for many of these victims, it's interesting that they've heard all this before. This isn't new.
Like, he kept saying, no, you don't get it. I'm not lying to you, Lupelli. I'm not lying to you. You know, now I know he was. This is what's upset.
It's too bad that, you know, I bet if Slicker had signed up for Hustlers University, he would have never done this. He'd probably have a Bugatti right now. Yeah, he would be a top G. It's sad, man. It's fucking sad.
At me the most, that he knew he wasn't going to pay back if I gave him the 10K. He knew he was lying about having a loan from the bank which will, you know, pay back what I give him.
Yeah.
He was just giving me bull.
There it is.
Of course he does.
That's my question to anyone who thinks Slicker is suddenly going to pay everyone back. If that was true, why wouldn't he do that in the years that he was borrowing from these people, promising then to pay them back, but knowing he was lying? And yes, I should say he did pay a few people back, okay?
Yeah.
But most of those people, I have to say, he then
streamers.
asked for more money. And some of them, he even, like, fake paid back.
He's sending money back,
Oh, like, this is what he did with Lucari, is he sent the money and then he refunded it right after.
Hello. He would be like, yeah, I can send it. And then he sent me 1.7K on PayPal, but he sent it as a transaction. And then 3 days later, it was canceled. So I never actually got any of that money back.
Truthfully, the most surprising thing about this whole scandal is just how well this is reflected on the rest of the Twitch community, while also reflecting so bad on Slicker. And for this part, I just want you to hear from one of Slicker's victims again.
He also showed me DMs between him and Ludwig, him and Trainwrecks, him and such and such streamer of him DMing them and then like asking for money and then them not sending money back. But the worst part of it, of all of that, is like he's so shameless. He would talk them to me. He'd be like, "Bro, you don't understand. Streamers don't like. They're so."
Imagine giving somebody $100,000 and then they talk shit about you. Like, wow.
Money hungry, they don't want to. So ironic now looking at it, but he was like, streamers are so money hungry, they don't want to help anyone out, blah 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 blah. And now after everything's come out, all these streamers sent him so much money. I cannot believe he said that. I cannot believe he came to my DMs and told me, yeah, all these streamers are just, all they care about is money.
They're the ones who paid him all the money.
I don't care. I don't understand. Yeah,
you know what? It would have been better if they were greedy. Honestly, like the biggest lesson from this is that like Slicker's terrible, but then a lot of streamers are actually good people. Like they really want to help people out. It's like,
yeah, that's why he didn't ask me. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna abuse these good-natured, nice people. Well, not Asmon. I mean, obviously not Asmon or Nick. I mean, come on.
It's like the takeaway is not that streamers are really not generous. It's like, if anything, it's the opposite. It's like they're too generous.
Yeah.
That's right. If anything, Twitch streamers just come off looking like almost naively generous. And while I say that, I actually have good news, because after this call that you just heard, I got a great update that I want to share with you. Two of the biggest streamers, XQC and Ludwig, both just pledged to actually clean up Slicker's mess and refund all the people affected by this scam, which is amazing and proves my point once again. And while they're still working on it, I can confirm that Lupelli, the woman we just heard from earlier, has actually already gotten her money back. So absolute credit where credit is due, guys. That's an amazing thing. Another interesting development from this is that many people have used this as an opportunity to call for the banning of Twitch gambling streams, which I absolutely agree with, especially sponsored gambling streams. I mean,
I'm gonna be real. There's no way, like, if you draw a delineation between sponsored gambling streams and regular gambling streams, I don't think that there is one, because a lot of times you can be sponsored in ways that are harder to see. And like a normal, like a fine upstanding company like Amazon, all they do is treat their workers like slaves, right? But other than that, they like to keep their head above the table, right? They're trying not to cheat or do anything bad. So it's like if you see somebody playing a video game and it's by like, I don't know, like Activision, they're probably not being sponsored under the table. But whenever your headquarters is a shack in Curacao with a 2001 Honda Civic parked in front of it, and this is a multi-billion-dollar business, I don't think you can rule anything out. All bets are off.
Do I think Twitch will actually do something from like mounting support and most people being against it? No. Yeah. No, because they make too many views and money. But do I think they should do it? Absolutely. It's a plague on the platform for everyone who isn't the streamers who are sponsored and making millions of dollars, right?
It's a sponsor say it's a feel weird to run these people. Two things can be true. Yeah, that's actually all right. Yeah, wow, imagine that. I'm glad he put this disclaimer out there.
So yeah, that's basically where this story stands. Make sure to give some love to all the people who shared their story, pump the stock, send some money to my frozen bank, and I'll see you in the next one.
That's a pretty good video. I think that was good. I like the ending of it, especially. Like the Coffeezilla, I'm going to link it to you guys. I watch all of his videos. I even watch other ones that aren't like really stream content type videos. I watch some of those off stream even. I like it, man.